Just text me, come to the fair. Music. Amen. Say amen. You know what it already is. You already know what it is. I just okay, we'll get into it one sec. I'm Styles the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos. And this right here is the 4G Audio Podcast, episode 193.
Four.
We're getting there. Almost 200 episodes, baby.
Climbing.
Now I forget what I was thinking of. Okay, so right when we started. Oh, it's gone again. Oh, it was going to be awesome too, man.
I bet it was. Shit. What were you talking about? Was it about what we were talking about?
What did I say? Oh, no, it's because I was like, amen, say amen. And I totally didn't mean to do that. But I was listening to the radio on the way here. And whoever the radio show is, like they have a podcast too, I guess.
Okay.
And they were, somebody, I guess, had taken clips from their podcast and slowed them down halftime and sent them back to them. And I was like, this is funny, right? So they were doing something, like they were fucking around with some kind of thing or whatever. And like, so there was a couple clips that were like hilarious, but it was just them slowed down. It wasn't super like, but it was just like them talking like this. And it wasn't, it wasn't that like droney sound or whatever.
Right.
But I was like, yo, we should fucking, get some people to do that, because what they were doing was they were like, hey, anybody want to take clips? Somebody sent us this clip, gave us the idea, take clips and send them to us.
Right.
But there was points where they pointed them out and they were like, oh, listen to this part right here or whatever, and it's like certain little things.
Right.
And they're like, we're going to use that in the future,
Yeah.
So I thought of that, and then I obviously totally forgot. But then whenever I started, I was like, amen.
Yeah.
We have so much content too that like people could just run through and edit so much shit together
For days.
Yeah. So much content. Anyways,
We've been looking through it.
so a couple quick announcements before we get into the show.
Yes, sir.
So today is one of our friends' birthdays, Chad. So shout out Chad.
Yeah, big shout out to Chad. Happy birthday.
Happy motherfucking birthday. I also want to say shout out to Karen. This is Chris the Duck's fucking mom's birthday as well. So
Shout out to Karen.
shout out Karen.
Happy birthday.
But she's not like that. She's nice. And okay, wait. I know there's more. I think
Starts
that's
with
it.
a B.
No, I know. I was
Yeah,
trying
I
to think.
know.
I think I had something else, but no. And the most important one is my son's birthday's today.
Yes, sir.
So, happy birthday to my son.
The big 1-1.
Happy
birthday to you.
Freaking right, yeah. Kid's 11 today, and the cool thing is I was thinking of it whenever I got here. I was like, hey, wasn't it a Friday too? And I googled it, and his birthday was on a Friday when he was actually born, and yeah, it was 7:44 a.m.
7:44 a.m.
Where's the thing?
What a way to start the day.
I guess we'll go this way. He can just pass it back or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, did shit got cleaned up? They might have got moved.
Yeah, no, it's all good for now.
Where I got put, I don't know.
But yeah, no. So it's my son's birthday. He's in
Yeah,
fucking grade 6. He's a real G. He was actually supposed to. I was trying to get him to come on the podcast, but just what do you call it? Logistics.
Well,
Shit. But anyways, no. So that's a very happy, positive note, and so he's a super happy boy. He's going to the fair tonight and all that stuff, and
have all kinds of fun with his friends.
yeah, and then I'm gonna let him drive cars tomorrow. No, I'm not. But I always joke with him. I'm like, you want to drive? Like,
Yeah.
Where are we going? You want to go here? Yeah. Are you driving? He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, we'll go over to so and so's and fucking, like their kids are gonna be there and stuff. And like, yeah, we'll go there and like we'll have a pint or whatever, And we're like, all right, yeah. And then I'll be like, are you gonna have a beer too? I'm like, no.
I bet you're looking forward to that, eh? The first legitimate pint you get to have with your son.
Yeah.
That would
Apparently,
be a
when they're
big
12, they're allowed to drink in front of you. but not like drink. Like here's a case of beer.
Well, they're
But,
allowed
like,
in
you
your
can have
household.
put a half a beer in a
Yeah,
cup or
yeah.
whatever. So yeah, apparently when they're 12, I don't know if that.
12 or 14. And
Okay. Yeah.
somewhere in there, yeah.
I mean, maybe a bit of like wine with
Like wine at
Thanksgiving
dinner,
or Christmas or
Yeah,
something.
man. I remember being at like weddings and shit, and I would have been like,
I wouldn't just be like, here's a little bit of beer with your meal, son. At, like,
no,
14,
yeah,
you know, like,
yeah. No, that's the thing too.
It has
yeah.
to be like,
But I remember being at weddings and shit whenever I was a kid, and they would give me wine, but like, and I'm saying too, like even before I had an interest in it, you know what I mean? Like, I imagine around like 11, 12, you're kind of like, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I want to do it, or I want to see what's up. But like, I remember
Definitely.
drinking wine at weddings before. It wasn't like I was like, hey, I want to do it. Like, it was
Yeah.
just like, here. I'm like,
It's at the table.
oh, I can
you do it because
Yeah.
everyone else is doing it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, yeah. Like, I remember being like, I like white wine better than red wine
Yeah.
at like a wedding, and like, you're not supposed to know that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I know, and the other thing too is I'm not like just waiting for the day to feed my kid full of booze or anything. But I mean, like the day when
It's one of many milestones.
more so what I'm waiting for is the day, like, you know, like maybe it might even be like 40, but like mid-20s or some shit where it's like, you know, chilling or something, having a beer. He's like responsibly having a beer.
Yeah.
And like we're just chilling, like, you know what I mean, having a
He's
That's what I'm
chat,
saying, yeah.
like
He's
his own
like
man,
that
yeah.
type of shit, you know.
Yeah.
I'm only clarifying because I'm like, wait, that sounded like I was like, yeah, man, fucking next year I'm gonna fucking, you know, on his birthday he's getting
Yeah,
40s
yeah,
of
no.
beer and shit. So it's not like that. No, it's just that, yeah. And for me, yeah, it's more that, like the fucking shit, man. Here you are, like pulls up in his own vehicle or something.
Yeah,
you know,
taking
and it's
care
like,
of
yeah.
himself.
But I'm also in no hurry for that either.
Yeah, for
It goes
sure.
so fast though too,
For sure,
man.
man.
Like it's, and like
Yeah.
I used to hear people say that. I'm like, yeah, I get it, because time goes
Yeah.
fast and stuff and whatever, and like, yes, and like especially the younger age, like you change more and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Right.
So like I get it, but I'm like, it can't be like that, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But like I literally like feel like I woke up and I'm like, you know, like I go pick them up and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's as you like for like when you're a kid, time doesn't seem like an hour, feels like fucking
So
forever.
long,
You know?
Yeah.
A school
Um,
day is what, 6 hours? And
Yeah,
it
yeah.
used to
Just
feel
like,
so
oh my
long.
god, when is it ever gonna end?
Yeah. Now we're working 8-10 hour days.
Yeah, but yeah, man, honestly, like this entire year, like it's September already, and I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah,
like,
I
where did this
agreed.
year go?
Agreed.
And it just keeps getting faster and faster and faster as you get
Yeah.
older, right? So it's like, fuck yeah, like
Oh,
enjoy those moments
Yeah,
when
man.
you have
Oh,
them, right?
for sure.
Fuck,
Carpe dism.
that's it.
You know what
yeah,
I'm
man. I
saying?
remember being a kid and I remember like
It's like seize the dizzy,
the
Yeah.
dizzy.
carpe diem.
I was like, what do you say in the movie? Sees the carp.
Sees the
It's
carrot.
from a snowboarding movie. But yeah, I remember whenever I was a kid, I remember like I think maybe it was like a birthday party or like our cousins were over or some shit, and like I only use that as a reference because I remember like yeah, it must have been a birthday party because I remember like I'm like even to like as an adult I was bad for like still. You could be like, holy shit, man, like last year wasn't this warm in October or in
Right.
September or whatever. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know. So my point is like even as an adult, I'm bad at referencing those things. But I
Right.
just remember we had a birthday party or something, so I used that as a reference. But I remember how it was and like everything. It was warm and shit, whatever. And it was like the same time frame, right? So in the next year, I remember like the. Yeah, I was just by myself in the yard. It wasn't like another party or anything. But I remember walking through the yard and being like, man, like, this summer's been so much hotter than last summer.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
shit, like, referencing, like, that time. You know? And I'm like, yeah, man, crazy. So I've noticed, like, I feel like summers have gotten hotter over the years. And
And they definitely have, though.
the time has gone so fucking fast, man. But it's weird, too, because it's like, oh, yeah, this year went really fast compared to last year. Oh, this year went really fast compared to last year. But then, like, there's no slowing down or like
Yeah.
stopping. It keeps getting faster.
Yeah.
Like time goes by so much faster to you. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you know that like a fly or like little bug or whatever, like when you're like try and swat it.
Oh, it's like slow
It's
motion.
like
to
slow
them.
motion to them.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what's so funny, right? Like, I remember I was probably maybe 12, and like we were catching frogs at like this local fucking, little swampy area
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a bunch of frogs. And that question came up, why are they so hard to catch? Why are they so fast? You know what I mean? Like, and just jokingly, I was like, oh, that's because they see in slow motion.
Yeah.
And like, I can't even remember who I was with. They're like, seriously, is that real? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I was making it up completely. But like,
Yeah, man.
I mean, it makes sense, right? When you're so tiny, like, yeah, like things would move relatively to you, so it would seem like,
It's taking a long
yeah,
time.
well, and like, see, for the longest time after hearing that, I'm like, I know that like it's true, obviously, because like it's obviously gone through some fucking scientist minds and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's the general, like, that's what it is, right? So like, I'm like, obviously it's true, but at the same time, I want to like argue it in my mind. I'm like, how is it any different to them than it is to us? Like, what the fuck? But then like over time, like, realize like, imagine being like really small, right? So like,
there's relativity, right? So like
think of a
everything.
hummingbird, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is fucking fast to them, right?
Yeah.
So like, us like swatting like this is like fuck all of them.
Nothing
They're
to
like,
them, yeah.
okay, like, yeah. But yeah, I never fucking like I said, it took me a little while to grasp it or to like allow it to be true.
It's just fascinating that it's even a thing,
Yeah, yeah.
that even lives.
I wonder how they got the bugs to tell them that.
Got the what?
The bugs to tell them
To
that.
tell them that?
Yeah, man, it's real slow when you move your arm like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Apparently, so a turtle like is like the opposite, right? They see everything like so because they move so slowly
Oh,
already.
really? Yeah,
everything
that
would be,
makes
like,
sense.
fast, right? So it says even here like, compared to you and me, flies essentially see the world in slow motion. To illustrate this, you have to look at a clock with ticking hands. As a human, you see the clock ticking at a particular speed, but for a turtle, it would appear ticking twice the speed. For most fly species, each tick would drag by about 4 times more slowly.
That's wild.
Right? So
I
each
guess-
1 second for us
Yeah.
is about 4 seconds relative to a fly.
it's almost like they're kind of using it. I guess maybe the word would be relativity. I guess, like you're saying, but like picture like us as humans. We're like, okay, I can walk this fast. I saw that guy walk that fast. I can run this fast. I saw that guy run that fast. But then you see a car like, boom.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy fuck, that's crazy. But you're able to tell that because that's your gauge. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's your like zero mark.
Yeah.
Is like, well, I walk this fast and like I run this fast. But like, that's fast, right? So
Yeah.
then like in their mind, they're like, well, I can like all of a sudden be flying and be 6 inches over there within like a split fucking like a fraction of a second,
so
you know?
fast.
So to them, when you're like, they're like, oh, it's fucking slow, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're like, you know what I mean? Like, so then now the reason that all relates is because then now when you go back to the turtle, it's like turtle's like, okay, but to them that's normal, right?
Yeah.
So when we see us like walk by, it's like
That's super
but We're
fast,
just
yeah.
walking, you know?
Yeah.
But it says here, apparently, like the brain, it's like almost how like frames per second in like video
right,
works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the human brain works at like 60 flashes per second. A turtle works at 15. So that's why it's like way slower. They're only taking like a picture every 15 seconds, basically.
holy fuck.
Just hearing that is unbelievable.
Right,
Like, the
and then-
thoughts that run through my head.
And then flies is 250. So the human's 60, like they're seeing 250 frames
It's
per second,
insane.
basically. Which
It's like
is
imagine like
Wait,
I
how many
wonder
do
if
the-
they see other things too. You know what I mean? Like things that we can't see because we
Yeah.
can't process as fast.
for sure, yeah. Like and
Right?
well, they're on such a microscopic
They
level
would
too.
see,
They'd
like,
be,
or
seeing
see
dust,
lights,
yeah,
dust
exactly.
particles and shit
Yeah,
flying through the sky.
exactly.
You
Well,
know?
what was the thing you said about the thing? Oh, the number you said about
250?
the turtle
15.
per second.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And we're 60.
That's right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's
yeah.
called the flicker fusion rate.
The
Shit,
flicker
man.
fusion rate.
The smaller
Shit.
the species, the faster its rate.
Yeah. Wild, eh?
Have you ever heard a ram cat cry?
A what?
What? Yeah, what?
I honestly
ram
don't think
cat?
it's real.
Yeah.
My buddy just says it all the time.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of ram cat guy? But I mean, we might as well just jump right into it. Speaking of crying, I actually wore a very appropriate T-shirt for this tonight. Just the Disney, the Disney thing. So actually, that's a horrible fucking segue,
it's joke, but yeah.
So God save the Queen. Queen passed away yesterday. Rest in peace.
Majesty.
Well, yeah.
Well.
So like, and it's funny
Yeah.
because I thought of it after we started. I was like, oh shit, I forgot I was gonna send you a thing, and it's like this comedian, and he's like, it's weird because I posted it 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I saw it. He shared it a month ago, and I shared it fucking 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And I even went back on my highlights to like see it, and I was like, oh my god, I did it. Posted it before the Queen. It's like, it's, again, probably the worst thing to start off with this whole thing, I guess. I'm just like starting with the worst shit.
Get it out the way quick.
But he's like, someone said something about the Queen or something. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, God save the Queen. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And he's like, do you even like the Queen? And the chick's like, yeah. And he's like, why? Why do you like the Queen? She's like 96 or something. Like, how
We're
can you not like the
supposed to.
Queen? And he's like, yeah, you know what? He's like, I almost don't even want to say what he said, but he's just like, I don't like the Queen, right? Like, but in other words, you know,
Right.
vulgar. He's like, I don't like the Queen, you know? And he's like, I think that the Queen wears stolen diamonds off the backs of slaves. And he's like, and I think she raised a family of pedophiles. And
Yeah.
like, and he just goes on, he goes, why is her fucking face on your money? He's like, the Queen has nothing to do with the fucking government and the money. He's like, why? And he just like goes like off. There's like a little bit more, and then just like it's the end. But I saw that, and I was like, oh, it's funny, yeah. And I shared it. And then I was thinking earlier today, I'm like, oh yeah, the Queen. Oh, no way. And I like went back. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, fuck. Because I thought maybe
It's true though, man. Like they're the biggest welfare family that exists on the planet. Like all their wealth is literally the people's money. Like they live off tax money. Like they haven't done anything good. Like I don't know. Don't get me started. Like you said, pedophile family. Just
Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, like I
No,
said, I feel bad because I led
absolutely.
with the like, hey, Disney shirt and the Queen, and then I'm like, by the way, since you mentioned something, I saw this thing the other day. But I mean, like, in all honesty, yes, like it is a big thing that is shaking the world as we speak, and it's
just
pretty
strange, like how people like worship that family so like heavily. I don't understand it.
Well, and
It's
especially to think of
they're
where
like a
it
cult.
would have came from. You know what I mean? Like it would have came from like blood and stuff.
That's it.
You know
Like,
what I
they-
mean?
like, exactly.
Absolutely.
They stole and raped and murdered
Like,
to
yeah.
get to the.
Like not her, but like yeah, back when like it would have been that, like, right, like so. But yeah, and even too when Buddy brought up the money thing, I'm like, you know what? Because even not long ago, I think I asked you or somebody, but I was like, why the fuck? There's either New Zealand or Australia or both or whatever. It showed their money and had the Queen on it, and like, I was like, hey, why is the Queen on their money? And then I was like, hey, wait a sec. I'm like, why even is the Queen on ours, you know? And like whoever I talk to about it, they're like, well, we're all like part of the Commonwealth and like whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, but like we're also like Canada, right? Like yes, she has the say, or like, you know, whatever. Like there's the people pass the message on to our government and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I get all that, we're like part of that, but at the same time we actually are like a separate like Canada, right? Like so either way, okay, but either way, regardless, I just was like, why do we have the Queen's face, right? Like what the fuck? And then all these other countries, right? And then yeah, like I said, now I see that thing where Buddy's questioning it too. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, that's like if the States had like, he's like, we'd have pictures of like the Kardashians on our fucking money. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you guys love the Kardashians, eh? Like, yeah.
It is kind of weird though, right? Like, because they were supposed to have given the sovereignty back to all, because like you say, part of the Commonwealth. Like,
yeah.
At one point, it was all part of the British Empire. Like,
Yeah.
but if it truly was actually given back, why is she still on the money? Why do we still like?
Yeah, it's not somebody. Yeah, somebody.
But see,
else.
now I heard they're gonna be
From
like
Canada.
fucking print new money with him on it.
Yeah, well, I saw something like that.
Did you see there was one, on Borat? So someone put a clip of this Borat scene, and it's like, this is like King Charles today in the fucking palace.
Oh
or
yes,
whatever.
yes, I
He's
saw
like,
that.
I'm king
Him
of the
jump-
castle.
yeah.
I'm king of the castle. He's like, I have a chair. I have a chair. Do this. Do that. I'm king of the castle.
Oh shit.
That would be a weird thing, though, right? To be like, all of a sudden now I'm the king of England.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even too, like, what do you rule, right? Like, if you like,
What do you
if
do?
you
What do you
have,
rule?
like
Yeah.
you said, like,
The Illuminati.
right, and
It's all
Walt
yeah.
Disney.
It's all just an agenda.
I didn't wear the shirt on purpose, just so everyone knows. I
Yeah.
just clued in that it makes sense, but
It'll end up in the hands of somebody young, like within the next 20 years, though. I'd say.
Well, if like so,
Maybe, I don't know
Yeah,
how old he
little
is. He's older.
baby.
He's older,
Charles
though.
now, right? So, William was the one, or William's the younger one, right?
Yeah, it's him and who
Not
is it?
sure.
Harry.
Harry,
Harry,
yeah.
Harry's the younger one.
Yeah,
Is he
I
the
think.
little ginger?
but he like renounced himself. Then
That's right, yeah, he took
moved
off to America. Good for him. Good for leaving that family. He was like,
Yeah,
I'm fucking out of here. Y'all
yeah,
are
no
crazy.
doubt.
You
It made
racist
me think
fucks."
of more of that too, because whenever she passed away, I was like, oh, I wonder if that makes Meghan Markle the queen.
Yes.
but you like, just as a joke. But then I thought further, and I was like, wait, I'm like, say that yes, she was to be the queen. Like,
Yeah.
if that were the rules, they left, right? So I'm like, did they come back and get it, or did they like, no, you don't get it, But then I just started going on this whirlwind of like, why did they leave in the first place? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
'Cause
I was
they
like,
knew some
Wait
shit."
a second, like, yeah, we need to talk to that guy, man. Like, shit.
Like,
I
think
actually
about
have his
that,
phone
actually,
number.
man. Like, if you think about it, like, being part of the royal family, like, the world is your playground. You have all
Yeah, it's like
infinite
Game of
wealth.
Thrones.
Like,
Yeah.
like, exactly, right? You have everything, right?
You're like, can I
What
have
would
that
make you,
point to the
like, what
country?
would make you want to leave that? It would have to be
It's
pretty some
fucked up
fucked up shit, right? Like,
I mean,
or like, do you think he was just like, you know what? I just want to live a quote unquote normal life and just start a family of my like.
So,
This, you
I
can
don't
still
know.
do that, like you don't have, like part.
His
so, like,
mom was killed too.
ex-
so-
There's a
well,
lot
exactly. Like she was murdered.
Yeah.
there's a lot of like possibilities, and there's probably a lot of possibilities that maybe we couldn't even think of because like we're not in this situation. But obviously, because of the context of the conversation, I'm thinking that he knows something we don't know and doesn't want to
Most
be part of it.
definitely.
Yeah.
But the other thing is even too, just like fucking imagine just being like, you're like you said, you have whatever the fuck you want, right? But imagine being that, like, you always have attention on you, fucking, you're like, no, stay inside, like, fuck. Because also
Yeah,
Harry was
yeah.
in
But it's
some
not
shit.
like they
Harry
don't
was in
have that
some-
now, though, right? Like once you're part of that, you can never like get away from that.
Yeah,
Harry was in
right.
some shit too a couple times where he was like out drinking and like doing
Right.
shit,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But I just mean like, even say like some people become famous, right? And they don't like it, right? They're like, shit, man, like, it's like, oh, you can have whatever you want and do whatever you want, but you don't like it. And it's like, no, like, everybody knows everything I do and like all this shit, right? So like maybe he's like, just fucking, I don't want any of this shit, and I don't. Maybe he wants to work for his shit, or like whatever, right? Either way, I'm just throwing out random speculations, but yeah, it made me think more about that because I was thinking like, are they gonna come back and be like king and queen? And then it
Yeah.
just sent me on this spiral of like, wait, I remember they left and all that, but like no one really was like, this is why.
Yeah, of
Why
course
don't you
not,
tell
yeah.
the reason why you're doing something? No
Trips
one-
up in the comments saying the
Yeah.
lizard pedo queen is no more.
It's a gang.
You heard
thing.
that crazy conspiracy that she's a shape-shifting
Yes.
reptilian lizard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't die. She just went into the earth.
Exactly. She
Yeah.
went back to her home planet.
Shout out Trip though, big
Yeah,
gang
big
shit.
shout out to Trip. And Fraser Amage.
Yo, we should. Is that a good time to talk about the episode 200 thing?
Oh yeah, we can for sure. Actually, yeah. So, wait. Before we switch topics, though, I want to
You wanna
say
stay
I
on that
started.
topic?
No, I started something and then I went off on something else. But I just wanted to say that like like this is the queen dying is shaking the world, and like I know that like someone passed away either way, and like we just went on this whole big thing, and I just want to pay our respects that like rest in peace, like she lived a long life, and I'm sure like whatever happened, it was good for her. I looked at her crown that matches her thing. It was really nice. It's like big diamonds and shit. But anyways, I'm just saying that like we also are trying to pay our respects at the same time as much as we're like going on about this stuff. But if you don't know, you should know, and if you do know, you do know. And that's a problem for them. But the other thing though,
sir.
Sorry, I was like, I don't want to brush over it right away. I'm like, anyways. What was the next thing we were jumping on to? So we have a thing coming up, our 200th episode. It's right now we're 194, so we're 6 episodes away, and
from the big 200.
So it'll fall on October 21st. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so Friday. It's gonna be October 21st, Friday.
As always.
And it won't be in the studio. We have a spot figured out.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna do it.
At a venue near you.
And we'll let you know in the near future. We're gonna be doing some like promos and stuff for it as well.
Yeah.
But so what we're doing is we're gonna have probably a little bit of the show like normal or something, and then we have a few artists gonna come do a cipher.
That's right, live
for
cipher.
You guys. And we figured, I don't know, we were trying to think of shit to do, and we thought, man, let's do a thing, have a different, like a change of scenery, maybe have a few people around and like have a good time. So that's it. And I'm not sure if we're gonna do this, but I just thought of this in the last like day or two, that I think they have a place that we could do some food shit.
Yeah,
food shit.
Like cook some food and shit.
Right, have food.
So I was thinking about having somebody come, like nothing crazy, like just like,
so like a midnight
reheat
snack
some
thing.
fucking pizzas or something.
Yeah,
or like,
midnight snack.
whatever. But yeah, so it's gonna be sick, and it's like semi-private.
Yeah.
So if you would like to come, you can hit us up, and we'll be the judges of that.
Yeah.
But
we can get some pictures their way anyway, or like show them what it looks like.
No, for sure. And it is a small little place, so it's not like
Is there a max capacity for that place?
There's a like garage door, so we can just spill out all in
Yeah,
that thing. But like I said, I'm not trying to have like a bunch of people. I was just saying,
I was just curious.
People, yeah. But no, it is like pretty, like, well, I shouldn't say big. Like there's some space in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was even thinking about asking that because like, I'm sure most places like do it because it's not like it's not like a fucking bar or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like
can't have it so big
places.
where there's a crowd out on the, outside as well though.
But yeah, no. So like I said, we'll let you know where it is. It's
At a venue
in Ottawa,
near you.
obviously. But yeah, no, we'll let you know just because like I have it all figured out and confirmed. Just want to make sure before we post the shit.
It's coming.
When the post
October
comes out, you'll know where it's
21st.
at. But yeah, and the other thing I want to say too is there may be a slot or maybe two left for people to come to the site, like to be in the cipher. So if you can think of somebody that spit bars on the show that you really liked, or you yourself or one of your friends spit bars,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
and you really think you
Hit
got
us
what
up.
it takes,
Hit
maybe
us
send
up.
us some shit, or like, I mean, if
We'll
you're
have
somebody
you
with a
through.
name, just message us and we'll
Yeah.
know. But no. But yeah, no. So we got that coming up, and that's literally 6 weeks away, and I think it's gonna be fire. It's gonna,
It's gonna be a
sick.
good time, man. It's gonna be great.
Something to tune into, and yeah, like I said, if you really feel like it, you can pull up and shit.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Much.
I was just reading
Love gang.
more comments. We got another drink for the kid.
Yeah, what do you want?
Whatever you got.
There's teas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you want one of these?
So this isn't a commercial, but I found these at the store. But it's like one of those like little corner stores. It's not I don't know why I always hold the fucking microphone, man. I'm like always moving it like it
Yeah.
needs to be. But It's like one of those corner stores where they sell liquor and beer and stuff. And like, so I only say that because later I went to the liquor store to get them, and they were like, "No, we don't have them." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Well, maybe it's because I found them at this little store, right?" And
Can I interrupt you for a second?
they were like, "Check the beer store."
You want to check out the chat right there?
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, but just real quick, it's it's Pabst Blue Ribbon iced tea, so it's like twisted tea type thing, but it's 5.9% and it's fucking delicious.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It actually is really good.
So wait,
Yeah.
Crazy.
yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's really
I just
good.
want to get clarification before we say anything. But there's been a comment from Trip in here, and
Drop the
obviously he
bomb.
commented it because he's putting the information out there. But I just want to make sure I can make the announcement 100% because I didn't see the post that he told me to watch for. There's supposed to be a post before we were allowed to say anything.
Okay. Anyways,
But-
won't make a thing of it.
Yeah, no, either way, it's going to be, I think what he's getting at is that it's going to be his last cipher. And you're not going to be able to hear what comes off of, right from his mind to his tongue anymore.
That was a good way of putting it.
Yeah, you know what I
sure.
mean? Because, yeah, you won't be able to
Don't wanna
capture
miss
that
it.
moment anymore.
You don't wanna
Last
miss it.
live cipher. So that also confirms that he's going to come. Because I did ask him, and then he said he'd get back to me.
Right.
And I still kind of like saved that spot for him.
Right.
But so him
There's
saying
always a
that
spot.
says that he is
Sick.
he's gonna be there. So that's sick. So now you know Trip's gonna be there, and you also should really tune in or maybe even show up because, like he said, it's gonna be his last cipher and last live cipher. And the other thing too is I just want everybody to know. I want it to be known that this isn't the table we used to have. We used to have a different table. And the reason why that's relevant is because we used to get people to sign the table, and our friend Trip here signed the table as Bob Lazar, but he also signed it as Cypher Champ, Trip the Cypher Champ, and so he's the self-proclaimed Cypher Champ. So not only is it his last live cipher, but he's coming into this bitch with the belt.
Yeah. That's right.
No, sorry. A belt holds up your pants. This is a title.
Yeah.
Speaking of titles, though, there's
actually
actually coming up in a couple weeks is a CRB event,
Oh,
which
that's
I
right.
would like to try and go to. I'm going to try and hit
Yeah,
that
man.
up, especially now that we can go outside and shit. I mean, it's been a while that we're allowed to go outside, but now that like there's more events, people
There
are going
is,
and
man.
doing
There's
stuff,
a
and, like,
lot of events this fall for
so
sure.
when I see shit like that, I'm like, oh, I got to do it.
Yeah. October alone is super busy.
Well, because even last year we had two battle rappers on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we never got a chance to go to any
To go, yeah.
because
that's right.
it's been COVID since then.
Yeah. There's also Cranium as well.
When's that? I saw something, but I didn't.
There's something coming
Did
up.
they change the name?
There's been a whole bunch of Cranium events, but yeah. Anyways,
Did they change their name?
no, I don't think so.
Like, not change the Cranium name, but like, I saw a thing not long ago that was like talking about an event, but it was like, you know, brought to you by Cranium, but it was like
Maybe.
the fucking something or
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, I think maybe Cranium did just have. I don't know. I see a few posts anyway. It's hard to remember all of it. But October 21st, man.
Let me see, it's for sure.
You all right over there?
Come on.
Let him get it.
And then
Good.
yeah, the other one is let's say the 9th. We're going 24th, I think,
24th
is the battle.
September.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, scared me for a second.
And then Tech 9 in October.
Tech 9 in October, which I want to say that
There are a few artists opening for him.
last minute. Sorry, I'm like halfway through a sneeze.
Yeah.
Last minute fucking opener. You got this, man.
The KGs.
Stare at the light.
Oh shit, man.
You saw our episode last week. Bully Zone and Flacco. KGs.
There's more, man.
We also got Affy, I believe. And yeah.
Affy, 24 Yarrow.
Right.
And
Who
I
was
was
it?
gonna say LT, not LT. Oh,
Physical? Did we
his
just
name?
see?
Yes.
24 Yarrow.
yeah. What's no, I thought LT, but what's the guy's name? No.
I'm
Soul
sorry.
Physical Express Hip
Oh,
Hop.
Express Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
I'm only saying that just because I feel like we should
Yeah,
Get
yeah, for
everyone
sure.
for them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for
You
sure.
should also go check out his new video. He's got a video. There's a. Well, I won't ruin it for you,
Yeah,
but it's
go
pretty
check
funny.
it out,
It's
yeah.
kind of silly, like in a fun way, like not in a bad, silly way.
And go check out I Remember by KG's. Boom.
Sorry.
So yeah, there was also another huge loss here in Canada
Yeah, man.
in the hip hop community. Rap
I don't
battle
know. I was
community.
even thinking about going to the fucking service and shit, but
That'd be pretty
Some long
sick.
ass
It's,
drive.
it's Sunday.
yeah, I know. Yeah, and I'd have to leave tomorrow morning if I wanted to take a train.
Yeah, it's like it's 12 hours probably at least.
But sorry, wait, we're I'm so bad for this.
Yeah.
I like burst right into the body before I give the intro, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But sorry, what Beach was referring to is we lost one of the greatest battle rappers in the world, Pat Stay. Rest in peace. I guess it would have been Monday morning or some shit.
Was it Monday? I think it was.
Well, because I woke up because we had a little thing for my birthday on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
and then
right.
I woke up the next day and saw it. And
No, we were talking about it at your birthday on Sunday.
oh, were we? Oh,
Yeah,
so
it
then it
was
was
so
Saturday morning, I
Saturday.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, fuck. Anyways, either way, regardless, sorry. Last weekend at some point, Paste passed away.
Yeah.
I heard a few different speculations on what was going on. Him and his brother were like either fighting people or like stopping a fight type thing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, someone pulled out a knife and stabbed him.
Unbelievable, man.
But like, I don't even know what to say exactly. But like, send our love and condolences to his family, his son Calvin and shit.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
But he's with his mom now, and I don't think it was for the best, but it's what it is, I guess.
Is
but
what it is, I guess.
the thing
you know,
is
some
he was
people
like,
say God's plan, but I
man,
don't
he
know.
actually got a big shout out from Drake too and shit. Like
Man,
Eminem
Eminem,
fucking hit him up and shit.
so many artists recognize Pat Stay, for sure.
like-
He was a staple here in Canada.
Just crazy, man.
Yeah, you know, and it always happens to those kind of people. You know, the best. kind
Yeah,
of
and
people.
like, man, I remember way back, with the King of the Dot shit.
Yeah.
So a couple of my buddies, whenever like first few years and shit or whatever, we were like right into it.
Yeah.
And so then like I would always see it, right? So I always remember Pat Stay
Yeah.
from that shit.
Right.
And then I feel like he got pretty big in the, like, at least in the battle rap world.
Right.
And like fucking what, man, at one point they called him Mr. King of the Dot. Like he was just like the dude.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
And then like
He defended himself like what 3 times over or
yeah,
something.
And then I feel like he calmed down, or I shouldn't say calmed down, but I feel like, I would see him posting online and shit, but there wasn't really a whole lot going on, you
As
know what I mean?
active,
Like he
yeah.
wasn't, yeah, and like so he wasn't battling anymore, and like this and that. But then I find like in the last like basically like couple years, like COVID type thing, he's like was doing a whole bunch more. Like he was like stepping up. Like he had I think he's been doing Unreasonable Rob for a little while,
yeah,
but it was just I noticed it,
Right.
and then like just in the last like little while, he like I'm pretty sure he finished up filming. Like he got some kind of like somebody like gave him money or whatever to produce his Unreasonable Rob like show.
Right. Yeah.
So there's like a season or whatever, and like
gig, basically, yeah.
and so yeah. So my point is,
So
I feel like
much
he was like
more.
ramping up,
A whole other avenue.
ramping up. Like so, it was like he went up almost like kind of fucking plateau and was like cool. And then like just in the last couple of years, I've noticed like way more from him, and like more because like you would still see posts like his kid and shit, and like him doing stuff, and like motivational shit. But over the last 2 years, he's been like working more, doing more shit. I see him in different cities in the States and shit, and like going to events and shit. And I was like, yeah, man, fucking right, cool. Like he might be on his way up to like up, you know? And like, cause he was on that movie and shit, the Eminem movie or whatever. The battle rap movie.
8 Mile?
No, like just recently.
Oh, the recent one. What's that called?
I forget the title of it too.
Yeah. But yeah. Either way, it's like I feel like he was like ramping up. I feel like it was like he was gonna pop off. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Bodied.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I never watched it. I think you put it in the Dropbox. I never watched it. I started it. Apparently, Paste plays like a racist.
It's a good movie,
Yeah. But no,
Nova Scotia.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, man, Eminem made a fucking tweet.
Yeah, he did.
About him and shit. And like,
there's that video too, though, like so many artists.
The one I posted there, like it's
posted.
From his like game discs or whatever.
That's
that
from
just
the game
came out.
disc, yeah.
And there's fucking Charlemagne was one of them.
Yeah.
And or no, Joe Budden. Sorry, not Charlemagne.
Sorry, Joe Budden was on there.
Joe Budden, Drake. Either way, there was like, was it? Yeah. It was like 4 or 5 dudes like gave him fucking big props. Method Man or
Redman.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Shit. And then man, everybody blew up like DTG, fucking Hercules, everybody fucking. But DTG posted something that like he reposted something that he posted like before. Yeah. And like I don't know how long ago it was, but I feel like it was like, you know, in the last little while, like a couple months or whatever. And it was like you know how DTG does those like Eminem rapping things, or it's like Eminem doing stuff, but he's like rapping. And
he just did a really good one.
He's like, that one blew right the fuck up too. He got like 2.7 million within 24 hours.
The one I'm talking about?
Yeah. But he's like, I forget. I wish I could remember the actual thing. But he's saying some shit. You know, he's doing the Eminem fucking whatever. And I think it's him and his girlfriend are breaking up or whatever. And he's like, and he's like
cheating.
No, the one I'm talking about.
The one you started.
Yeah. So then he's like, they're fighting or whatever, and she's like leaving, and he's like yelling or whatever, and he's like, but he's, you know, like he's building up to Eminem like rapping, you know, it's like blah 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 blah, and then he's like, and he's trying to think of a word, and then Paste comes up, and he's like, fire alarm or like whatever it was, like he says a thing, and then he like goes back down like behind the wall or whatever, and he's like, he's like, fire alarm, car alarm, like, and he's like, wait, why is Pat stay in our house?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but so I assume he was just there not long. Whenever they did that, anyways. Right. But no, he was definitely. And if you don't know Pat Stay, go check him out. King of the Dot Pat Stay. So King of the Dot Pat Stay on YouTube, or like even KOTD Pat Stay. Pat Stay compliments.
Compliment battles are fucking hilarious.
And he's good because he's like he's funny, right?
Man.
But he's also got this like hard.
That's it. It's like
right?
It's like aggressive, like complimenting.
I just want to let you know, and like it's funny because he's standing there in front of a whole bunch of people talking to a dude like that, and like. But and he's just really good with his shit. So I found like when he would do the compliments or even make a song, like it showed like. He's not just a battle rapper, you know. He like had like a bunch of other things.
Very talented at writing, you know, and creating.
Just like he had comedy skits and shit too that he was doing on. Like,
that's the Unreasonable Rob shit.
Rob.
Yeah, which you should go check out though. Unreasonable Rob on YouTube. You can also find it on probably definitely on Instagram, but probably on Facebook and all that shit too. Unreasonable Rob. There'll be just clips on there, but there's a movie or like the TV show thing is coming out at some point. But there's that kid, Brandon or Brett or whatever, or no, Nathan. Sorry,
Nathan.
Brett.
Close.
Brett's the character he plays in the show.
Oh, okay.
And he's that like kind of like, excuse me. sorry Nathan if you're watching, but he's a kind of like nerdy kid.
Okay.
That's in the Unreasonable Rap videos.
Yeah. Okay.
And like, I follow him, so I've been talking to him a bit and shit like that. Like, yeah.
Shit.
But he's like, I guess fucking. Well, obviously he was really close to him in the last little while doing these shows and stuff, right? So.
You were even in touch with him briefly too.
With Pat?
Yeah, about getting him on
I talked
the
to
show.
Pat actually a couple times, and I believe actually too, like Pat actually hit me up one time, referencing back to our conversation. You know, it was like, hey, yeah, like I still want to do that thing, or like whatever, you know. So we basically like had it kind of like in the works, but it was just like back and forth sort of thing. Like but the cool thing is he actually hit me up to like remind me, you know. And like also too on my old page, on my old Styles page, me and him would go back and forth like commenting on each other's like stories and shit, but it'd be more than like that, right? We'd have conversations, not conversations, but it'd be like, oh yeah, fuck, like I've been there, like, oh that's sick, man, you know. I mean, I'm not saying like whatever, but I mean, like, all I'm saying is that it was more than just like, hey, do you want to come on the show? No, I'm busy. Okay, like we went back and forth a bit, you know, and
way
like
more genuine.
So it was like, and it's not that I'm like, oh, I had a connection with him or we were friends, but it's just that even that, like, it's weird. It's like I was explaining to someone the other day. It's like, you know, whenever you go to a concert and you see a band that like for the last like 10 years or whatever, you've only like seen like in the back of the fucking sleeve in the CD, or like maybe if it was like a bigger band, you saw them on MTV or whatever, right? And like, but then you go to the concert and you see them, and it's like, it's almost like this like
surreal.
They're real.
Yeah, it's
you know, and it's like feeling. It's not that you're actually thinking like they didn't exist, but it's like there they are. You know, like it's real. You know, or like they're actually here or whatever. I feel like it was like the opposite kind of thing. It's like because I actually had that little bit of contact with him,
right?
That when he passed away, it was like that realness that I got from that made me realize like that is an actual person that's gone, you know. Like say Eminem, well, you've seen him in real life, but say like Eminem, I've never seen Eminem in real life, never met him or anything, right? So not to say he doesn't exist, but he passes away. It's like, oh, that's big, and like like that's bigger than DMX for me or whatever, right? I only use that because DMX hit me, but my point is that because I never saw him in real life or never talked to him, there's like it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's it, we had this connection through our music, exactly, but to have that little bit is like, and again, it's not like I'm like, oh, we're fucking, or I had this connection. It's just that it's there's like gone. It's like, even whenever I was a kid, the neighbor across the street, old lady, died, and I never like maybe trick-or-treated at her house a couple times or something, like we weren't friends or anything, but when she passed away, I remember thinking in my head like, oh, I will never see that lady again, right? You know what I mean? I feel like maybe I'm going kind of like round in circles and off topic, but you know what I mean. It's like, it's just that it was like, had he died and me and him had never spoke, not that I would feel any different, but it would be like, I would feel different, but it would be like, yes, Pat Stay existed, and I saw him on the internet, and he passed away, and yes, it would be like, shit, still the same, like, oh, that sucks, but I feel like because of that, it's almost like I can confirm that he existed, and now he doesn't, or like, you know,
well, you
like,
just had that much more of a connection to him.
You had
an actual connection to him, right? Physical message back and forth.
Even like somebody's like, oh yeah, like, you know that guy that was at my house last weekend? Like, yeah, their dog died. Oh, right. I saw that dog, you know, like, I don't know, and I probably didn't even pet it, like, but I saw it, you know, and like, so it's not, again, not that I'm like, oh, poor me, I saw the dog and it died, or like, whatever, like, I spoke with Pat, and it's just that it's like, it seems more real, I guess, is what I'm saying. Right, it seems more real that it's like,
it happened.
Yeah, I don't know, I probably sound crazy too, because I always would say to people too, like, go to concert and be like, they're real. Yeah. Because, like, you know, it's just like this, like, it's, again, not that you never ever thought they didn't exist. It's just you see them.
They're right
like,
in front of you, same spot, same like, time. You know, like, it's a whole moment. For sure when it comes to the live show thing, but
But anyways, yeah. Either way, it's definitely a big hit for fucking Canada in
culture,
general,
man, yeah.
the hip hop world,
Community.
and definitely the battle rap world because he was it, man.
Yeah, he pretty well.
Yeah, like you said, he was on an upward trajectory, had big things like
Yeah.
in the works. It's sad too. I was like scrolling through whatever social media. It's what's his son's name?
Calvin.
Calvin. Yeah, he was like I guess he was
Yeah, I saw those pictures
first day of
too.
school
Oh,
recently,
no.
right?
Yeah.
So it was like saying how it was like, oh, his dad's not there with him,
Yeah.
like physically.
Yeah.
And that just like
Crazy how-
that's what like triggered
Oh,
it for
makes
me,
it
right? You know what I mean?
makes
It's
it
like
real.
wow, like yeah, it brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. Honestly, like
Yeah, man.
Can't
it's
be-
so dumb
can't
too
be
that
me,
like
you know, like
over that's fucking. But I don't care what you're fighting about in a bar or like what rivalries you think you have with whatever. Like to take a person
yeah, it
away
takes-
from his son, right? Like that.
Yeah,
Like that. That's
I-
just.
Man, I was even thinking about like that person, like look at what we see on the internet
yeah.
for this dude, right? Like
Right.
some of them fucking Eminem and Mercury's and shit, right?
Yeah.
Some of them fucking, well, Snack the Ripper, DTG, shit like that, right? Some of them fucking our neighbor down the road and like whatever, right? Fucking millions of posts for this guy, right?
Yeah.
Some of them fucking Barstool and shit like that,
Yeah.
right? Like
It's
fucking millions of
huge.
posts for this guy,
Saw it
right?
everywhere.
So imagine being the guy that fucking did it,
Yeah.
and you're like maybe
Go
scroll
on
through
your
the internet,
socials, yeah.
and it's like, you know, like I mean, I hope that would fucking kill them inside, you know, especially too to be like maybe they didn't know who he was, and then now they're like, oh
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah, yeah.
like, say they're like Mercury's biggest fan or like you know Eminem's biggest fan, like, oh shit, you know, like now they gotta, you know, like think of that. I'm not feeling any sympathy for them, but I thought of that situation. Like imagine that, like it's not just like
Yeah,
the
an
local
average
newspaper
Joe
about the
that
guy
he-
down the street.
that
Yeah,
they killed,
it's like
yeah.
you're gonna hear about this for the next rest of your life.
Oh.
you
For the
know?
next rest of your life.
Yeah,
That's what
Yeah,
you'll be
for
known
sure.
as. That's what you are known as.
And hopefully
The
that does
person that-
torture them. Honestly, like even if it was
know if they
like a
even have
nobody that
these
nobody.
people?
I don't think so.
No, eh?
Sorry, Jonesy.
No, it's all good. I'm just like even if it was like a nobody, like I don't understand why people want to take it to that level.
Yeah.
Like over like in a fight in a bar, like I just
Well, and even too, I was saying, I'm like, man, it makes me because there was like a shooting, not too long ago outside of Fairfax.
Yeah.
Then there was like a brawl, like sometime last weekend. Might have been that one. Might have been Sunday night, maybe or Saturday or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a brawl on like Dalhousie or some shit.
Never heard of
It
that.
was like fucking, man, it was just like there was videos and shit. It was just
yeah?
like piles of people and
Really,
like
eh?
people just like fucking leaning right into these piles of
Holy
people.
fuck.
It's like girls getting pulled out of the bottom of the piles of people.
Jeez.
Fucking apparently like a whole bunch of people are injured and shit.
Wild.
But I was like, man, I'm like, this makes you feel like I should carry a knife or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, man, if I'm gonna go to like Dalhousie's right around like where we hang out, like or not.
But that's
hang
how
out,
dumb
but
shit
like-
happens though,
No,
right?
but, but that's what I'm getting at, right? So then I think we might even spoke about this at Bullies too, even. But what I was getting at is like, yeah. So it's like, well, now like, I want to have a knife just to be safe. And I was even thinking too, I'm like, man, I don't care if I fucking like, say randomly get pulled over with a knife or something, right? And get charged for having this fucking knife or whatever. I don't care because if I fucking someone else pulls a knife, I'm safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So I was and like
not necessarily though.
well, no, but I'm
Fight the
just
fight.
but what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying that this is like I'm not going out and carrying a knife,
yeah.
but because in the end I'm saying
But
the
you have
opposite.
some
But
form
I
of
was just
protection.
saying like yeah, like just in the sense of like I would rather have it and not need it than
And need it and not
than need
have it.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck that. I'm carrying a knife at all costs, man. Fuck
Yeah.
that shit, right? But then like how what we were talking about at Bullies, I don't know if you're there still, but the context of the thing was like oh, that guy always has a knife. Okay, well when we go get him, we're gonna have guns.
Yeah.
And then it's like the guy with the knife is like, oh, I heard they're coming with guns. It's like, okay, well he's coming with guns. Well, I'm coming with bigger guns.
Yeah.
And then it goes back and forth, back and forth. It's like,
Right.
well, and then so it's fighting violence with violence. It's like, oh, if there's gonna be guns and knives out here, I'm bringing a knife too. And then
Yeah.
it's like, well, now if everyone had that idea, then everyone knows that everyone has a knife or a gun.
Right.
And then it's like, well, I want to make sure that I have the bigger knife or gun or like whatever.
Right,
So it just
yeah.
escalates it all.
Yeah, can't we all just get along?
And then, well, yeah, no, for sure. But it's the thing is like, man, fucking, you're like fucking drunk eating your shawarma and you walk by like a pile of people fighting and like you like get into it. Not that you're getting into it, but I mean, somehow maybe someone fucking hits you or like throws you or whatever, and now you're like part of it. And everyone's like, that's the guy, you know, and like now you're in it, you know. It's like, no, here you go. But either way, like I said, in the end, I'm not carrying a knife. It's just I was thinking that I'm like, man, you know what? It comes down to it, I might have to carry a knife.
Yeah.
But in the long run, all you're doing is being like, oh yeah, like, you know, like you're just bringing more weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you're gonna be the guy that's known as the guy that stabbed someone and fucking killed them over whatever. Like even if you were like it was self-defense.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. But even too, like I say, just say you're known for carrying a knife. It's like, oh yeah, that guy always carries a knife. It's like, oh, does he? Yeah. Well, whenever we get him, you know. And then it's just like, so even just being known for carrying the knife alone is like escalating everything. Not that people are going to come for me, but at some point, if you're
you
even
just gotta
just
fucking learn ninjutsu or some shit.
Yeah.
Have these be your lethal weapons.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually thought about going and trying to train to be like UFC fighter, or not UFC, but like MMA. But like not to go and actually like do that. Like I would probably spar and fuck around and shit, but like not to actually be a pro athlete. But like,
it's always good to
so that because not only are they in like crazy shape, right? They're not bodybuilders where they get real big, and they're not like runners where they're like real like lean. Yeah, they're right in the middle. They have the stamina and the power
work, like,
and everything.
all their muscles, you know.
Yeah, and so I was like, I want that, you know, like fucking just be all over. But at the same time, something happens, walk down a dark alleyway or something like that.
Yeah, you'd be able to
it's fucking over, you know. Come out with like 2 dudes over.
Yeah, it's Superman.
You go, boys, you know. And not that I can't hold my own already, but in that scenario, like you see in the movies and shit, right? It's like, oh, these guys like perfectly jumped this guy, and it's like, oh, wait a sec.
Yeah, for
Jackie Chan shit, you know. But yeah, but I also think too, like, because I hate the fighting thing. Even like, well, even the like. There was a scenario at the barbecue thing, whatever, blah blah blah, and I was just saying like, yeah, man, like everyone just like sober up, talk about it tomorrow, you know? Yeah. And like, I feel like a lot of those scenarios, like even say that thing with Pat Stay, like I don't know the details, but say it was just a random fight outside the bar and they split it up with some dude or like I don't know.
Do they know the details or anything?
No, they just know. Like I said, someone said something, but I think it was very much speculation because it was like kind of Traplo Ross video, but like from somewhere in the States, and they had very low views, and I think they were saying a lot of stuff to try and get you know, and so it was like they said it very factual, and I was like, no one said that yet. But he did get stabbed, and it was some sort of like fight tussle thing outside of a bar. That's confirmed.
I heard some guy saying it was on the news. It was on the dance floor, like he was inside the place.
Maybe, but I saw videos of outside of the club, and like you see all the mess and shit.
Right. So he probably like ended up outside eventually.
But yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like that doesn't mean it didn't happen inside, but I did see that outside, and then fucking. So yeah, we don't really know, but what I'm getting at is like say just. Hypothetically or whatever you call it, it was a fight that he just jumped in to break up. That fight that broke out, probably if they just woke up the next day and they wouldn't even known or cared, or you know what I mean. I'm not saying for sure, but I'm just saying in those scenarios of violence and all this shit, it's like half the time it's like fucking this guy fucking was looking at this guy's girlfriend, or like this guy spilled a drink on this dude, or like
was he performing or like doing anything, or like
I don't know.
Because like it's tough to say. Like I know if I mean this is just me going off, but like if I was in his position, right, I had family, kids, you know what I mean, like established in my field. I don't think I'd need to be going to clubs and shit like that, like unless I was performing or like
right
you know what I mean. There's like why do I need to be doing that, like
or there was someone there he's close to performing.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
I don't know for sure what he was doing there. I never like. I don't think anything I read ever said.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that you can't go to the fucking club once in a while, and you know what I mean. But it's just me personally, like, oops, wrong one.
But yeah, no, I get you at the same time though. Especially being of that stature.
Yeah,
that's whatever.
That's
like,
all I'm saying. It's like, unless you're like there for an event or like something that's going on, like, yeah. Either way, it's sad and unfortunate, and it shouldn't.
And man, he just fuck like, even just too like, man, you watch his videos and shit. Like, maybe it's also partially like, you know, we probably have the same like sense of humor and stuff or something. But like, I feel like when you watch his videos and shit, it's like he's talking to you, like you're chilling and he's telling you, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and he's like, I don't know. So I felt like even that, like, I feel like, you know, got to know him in that sense, you know, like when he's like swallowing bananas and shit. Like, but that also just shows that genuity or whatever. Is that the word? Like being genuine?
Sure.
Ingenuity. No, but either way, whatever. Yeah, you could. But that's just like that genuine thing, though, right? Like,
right.
I feel like that translates through that type of shit.
Yeah, for sure. And like you say, most people have nothing but good to say about, you know, who he was as a person, creative person, family man, whatever. But yeah, I'm just going around in circles. All I'm saying is it's dumb and it shouldn't have happened, and it's sad and unfortunate.
Most definitely, man.
And like people are trying to say like it was because like fucking the 50 or the game thing or whatever, or like the game recorded it or like whatever, you know, and like
that, I don't know.
Either way, like
that's
it's like it's like we don't.
Didn't it happen like Halifax? Like like the games got like killers in Halifax.
No, exactly, yeah, and it was like but even if that's what it was, like that's fucking petty shit. Like that's fucked up, you know. Even if it was just some random fan that was like, "You said the thing about the game," like that's fucked up.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
dumb.
Shit, man. But yeah, I honestly think the battle rap world has changed or will change, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, lost a huge mark in it, but forever his legacy will live on, for sure.
Like crazy. I also feel like too, like this is almost, I feel like it might be one of those scenarios like a XXX or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or like
right.
Lil Peep or something, like blew up, or not even blew up, but like got pretty big, but like then died and is now like a household name.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like just because, like I said, not only has he been ramping up, but now like even say like that song came out, right? Like the game disc, and it's like, man, like he did get a lot of views on it and shit, but like Passed Away got a whole bunch more, right?
Right.
And like, so I'm not saying like, oh, cool, it's better to have that or anything than life, but it's just that I feel like, and then with the show that he's doing and stuff, I feel like, you know, this is drawing attention to him. And then like, so not only does he already have this legacy right now that he's leaving, but I feel like possibly over the next year or so, like the legacy will be even bigger. You know? Like,
right?
it'll be like, maybe not bigger, but like spread out more. Like, you know, more people are affected by it.
Right. And tuned into his work.
Yeah.
So I assume we're gonna see some stuff he's worked on. You know, Unreasonable Rob and all that, like the show or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but it's like, I think he even said in the one post I saw, but it's like, you know how like you could like make a show and then like Netflix will pick it up and give you money for it?
You could sit on a show for a long time.
Yeah, it was like that, but it wasn't like Netflix. It was like Hulu or like, you know what I mean? It might not even been like, it might not even been someone we know.
Right.
But I do recall he got, so it's actually going to be something like that, not just like a YouTube thing, I don't think.
Yeah. Showcase. Just like the Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, wild, man. Rest in peace, Pat Stay.
Yeah, and if anybody is big ball, and I was going to say in the fucking Halifax area. Is that what it is? Halifax, Nova Scotia? Dartmouth,
Yeah,
Nova
Dartmouth
Scotia.
is where it's going to be.
Yeah, if anybody's in that area or is big balling enough to fly out there right now, they're doing a thing on Sunday that's like 7 till midnight or something like that, I think. I believe.
Yeah, celebration of life.
And it's everybody's welcome because it's like a few different bars are having a thing, kind of like it's all everyone celebrating his life. I think his family might be there and stuff like that.
Oh, no doubt.
But yeah, no, if you can make it out, go check it out and say what's up for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Send them our love.
Shit, man. Yeah, that's crazy though.
For sure, it was very unexpected. Unexpected.
I saw one where Ottawa's very own. It's funny because watching some of these videos, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I never saw this one. Watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. Sharon.
Yeah.
I think Sharon was like, what do you call it? When you're like trying to get the belt?
The challenger.
Yeah, he was like challenging or whatever.
Right.
And I believe he lost. Most people
I think he did,
lose.
yeah.
And
he defended it 3 times.
You guys know Roan from he's from the States, like he's like Barstool Sports.
Roan.
R-O-N-E. He's a big battle rapper in the States.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, allergies there.
Yeah, man. Roan, yeah, so he's from Barstool, or not from Barstool, but like they like took him on and like he does like these vlogs and shit. I think he's like a Red Bull like sponsored fucking rapper and shit. But maybe. But he does all these he's always a battle rapper, right?
Yeah.
But side note, when my buddy first showed him to me, he's like, oh yeah, you know this guy? I'm like, no, I never heard of him. He's like, oh, Barstool, yeah. So we watch his vlog and he's like, yeah, I'm going to do this battle, like blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I know the other battler. And they fucking go and it's Sharon. And I was like, no way, that guy's from Ottawa. But the other thing is the Roan and Pat Stay did a compliment battle with each other.
Oh yeah.
And at the end of every one of Roan's verses, he was like, so he would like say something leading up to it or whatever, you know, and he'd be like, here, I got you a present.
Yeah.
And he'd give him a present. So it was like a Tim's car and like a pink sweater and like shit like that.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
It was good. I wish I was that kid. I can do that shit. Oh, just like even just
like that kid.
Rappers,
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah, man, that's a fantastic art.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Takes a clever person. Special person.
Thought you were going for a ding there.
No.
If any human being has like insect instincts, it's those guys. Like we were talking about earlier. It's like time slows down for them.
But if you didn't hear what we said earlier, it sounds like he just said the battle rappers are bugs.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Kakarota. No, I'm just joking. We love all rappers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course we
Except for
do.
the bad ones.
Yeah. Any motherfucking way.
Yes, sir.
Sure, there was more to this.
I don't know.
Positive there was. That's just the way it is. Did we get any Chris Vesna and the gang?
Yeah. Right.
Anyone going to Steve-O on Sunday? I might go to Steve-O on Monday. I want to, but I don't know if I will. But
oh, it's Sunday and Monday?
yes, sir.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Two different
One of them sold out, isn't it?
I knew
yeah,
one
Sunday's sold out, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
That'd be a good one, man. I've actually never been to a comedy show. Like, I've been to a comedy show, but not somebody well known, you know. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
an underground comedy, local comedy
Same.
show I've been to.
I used to work at the Cowboy Peaks, and they had for our like staff party. They
Okay.
hired these 3 fucking comedians. I think they were like on tour around here or something already.
Yeah.
So they hired them, and like fucking hilarious. I don't know where they were all from. I know the one dude was from Florida though,
Yeah.
and so they were like, you know, from elsewhere.
It's
But-
like he's doing 2 shows here, man.
Yeah. Well,
wild.
I think he's doing 2 shows in like a few
A
places.
lot of places. That means the
And,
demand's pretty high for him.
And it's a diamond mine thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Brandon Bird, man. He's a big gangster.
Hope he's doing well.
big
Actually,
things.
he said he was having like chest and like heart problems.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
No
yeah.
way.
No, I never. Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Shout out the guy. Get well soon for sure,
Yeah,
though.
that's
Especially being on this fucking tour, man. He's just taking picture. No, I shouldn't say taking pictures. I just saw a picture on his thing, and it's like fucking crowd. It's all sold out.
Yeah.
And like picture him and Steve-O and
That's
shit. I was
huge.
like,
Yeah, it's
man.
so sick. It's Steve-O.
Yeah, that'll be sick. Though.
Canadian tour Steve-O.
Fucking right. But October 6th, Tech 9,
Yes, sir.
King ISO, Robbie G, Flax and Bully Zone as KGs, and amongst others, who is it?
Many
Express
other
Hip Hop, Affy, 24 Yarrow, and some others, T World or something.
And I think Jay Havoc. His name is on
Nah,
the
just
bill.
But
Yeah, I know.
anyways, but yeah, we should be there. I'm probably gonna be there. I heard Rocky's gonna be there. I heard
Yeah.
Tominator's gonna be there.
Nice.
There's also too, if you're interested, this weekend right now, 9th, 10th, and 12th, I believe, is Comic-Con at the EY
Oh,
Center.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You can catch Flax Collectibles at table 432. Big Boss Things. And you can find all the other Comic-Con stuff wherever 432 is it. You know? But yeah, anyways,
know.
that's, I mean, fuck, I feel like that was good promo.
That was great.
I feel like we should be getting bigger checks for those ones. But yeah, no, so October 6th, also this weekend, the Flax Collectibles at Comic-Con.
Center, yeah.
But September 24th, I think it
24th.
is the rap battle thing with CRB. And the only one I can confirm for sure is Raiden Blizzy. And I'm actually excited because I keep seeing his like notes and little things he's posting on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna expose this dude.
Coming for
He's
it.
like, he's fucking sus. And like,
Blood in the water. Yeah, that'll be
So-
a good one.
I'm stoked for that.
I'm good on that stuff.
Lots of events
man.
coming our way.
But yeah, and on top of it, look out for all the details for our cipher and October 21st, 200th episode. It'll be a gang thing.
Be there.
Yeah. All right, well, fuck up. Good with that. You good with that?
I'm plenty good.
Good with that. Fucking right. Well, I just want you guys to know I'm Styles the Prophet.
And I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together, we're the Basement Weirdos. This is the 4G Audio Podcast, and I don't have to touch my microphone. Episode 194 is over. It's a gag thing.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody. Happy
Catch y'all
weekend.
next
Peace.